Welcome back to the channel. My name's Adam Smith, and inside this game unboxing video, I am looking forward to checking out the final version of Unstoppable. This comes from Renegade Game Studios. The game was designed by John D. Clair and is an entry into the Solo Hero series. And the purpose of this video is to help you make an informed decision on it by seeing all the components that come inside the box. It's worth mentioning this game is widely available right now, and also you'll want to stay tuned to the channel as I dig into a final version play of Unstoppable. If you want to check out gameplay right now, I have it in its prototype form from a while back. It'll be in the pinned comment and video description. Without further ado, let's flip this box over, check out what Unstoppable is all about for those that are unfamiliar, and then we'll dig inside all the components within the box. Unstoppable is a solo cooperative roguelike momentum deck building game. You use card crafting and deck building wisely in the face of unlimited threats, maintaining action and card draw momentum to become unstoppable. And as you can clearly see in the top right hand corner of the box, it's really cool because as the cards get upgraded over the course of gameplay, they're going inside of a sleeve, which then shows those upgrades on the right side panel, which is cut out of the original card to ensure that those new abilities are visually displayed, whether in the top section of the card or the bottom section of the card. And eventually, once both are filled, you've got yourself a solid card that is giving you maximum value. But the coolest part of this deck builder is the fact that you are building those different icons into the cards per your strategy, again, trying to become unstoppable. It is a lot of fun. You've seen me play this on the channel before. You'll want to stay tuned as we will certainly be digging into gameplay together again in the very near future. All right, when you first crack open the box, you're going to find yourself a pamphlet here, which talks specifically about another Solo Heroes entry, which is available from Renegade Game Studios. And then it gets right into the rulebook itself. We're going to certainly take a look at the pages inside this in just a moment. There's a storybook that accompanies the game as well. We'll definitely take a look at that. And then we've got some dashboards and some other boards that will be part of gameplay. You'll see them as we go along. I will show these each independently. We got a reference card here, front and back for that. Again, we'll show you in a second. And we got the cardboard punch-out tokens. And then we get to the bottom of the box where all the cards reside, and there is ample space for sleeving. And in a deck builder, that's exactly what you want to see. Now let's take an up-close look at some of those components we just ripped through, like the dashboards, tokens, and reference cards. Now let's check out the rulebook and the storybook for Unstoppable. We'll start with the rulebook. Inside the rulebook, you'll find the components in the bottom left-hand corner, but one of the things I really like seeing right out of the gates in the rulebook is this sleeving guide, because when you first open the box and you start getting ready to play, you're going to need to sleeve some things, and this guide is going to show you exactly what you need to do. After that, you now see a full illustration as to how the game's going to be set up on the tabletop, including all of the steps in order to get it to the table. Now, as you're going through the game for the very first time, you'll be checking out these cards, which look very cool, but there might be lots of iconography and different things on them you don't understand. This card anatomy page will certainly clear that up for you. It goes through things like the cost, the faction, type, effects, level, attack, defense, bonus, keywords, all the things you need to know across these cards. And as you get into gameplay, you'll need to know the game objective, and the goal of Unstoppable is to defeat the boss, a world-ending menace that threatens the very way of life in the star system. Each boss works differently and will say on its boss mat how to defeat it. Many bosses require you to deal boss damage to it, a special kind of damage that can only be found on certain cards. You win the game if you defeat the boss. You lose the game if your health is reduced to 0. You also can lose the game if the danger level reaches the skull icon. Now we get into the meat of the rulebook. This is where the turn sequence comes into play. You've got the upkeep phase, draft, main, threat, and cleanup. All these phases you'll be going through as you rip through gameplay. Another cool element to the game is leveling up. So on the right-hand side, you can see you're going to level up as an event, which is pretty awesome. Breaking it all down right here, you can level up in the main phase or level up in the cleaning phase. Towards the back end of the rulebook, we start seeing things like the two-player mode, which is kind of funny because we typically see the solo mode being jammed at the back of the rulebook, but in a solo-focused game, the multiplayer is what gets jammed to the back. Love seeing that. Then we got the scoring of the game. On the right-hand side, you'll see there's achievement bonuses as well. Next, you're going to find the effect icons. These are very handy, especially the first couple times you play through the game, as you get these icons and the rules around them into your head. But as you go along, you won't need the rulebook because the reference card I showed earlier has all this information on it as well, and some additional stuff on the back side, so you can keep that nearby as you become more experienced with the game. Now here's a look inside the storybook, which complements the gameplay you'll be going through. There's multiple pages of narrative inside this one, as well as illustrations throughout. The entire storybook is about 22 to 23 pages in length. That covers the top portion of the box. We're now digging into the bottom where all the cards reside. We have some tokens here. We'll take an up close look at all this stuff in just a moment, but you'll also see, as I mentioned earlier, space for sleeving, which is always nice to see. Taking these things out gives you all the room you need to do just that. And that, my friends, is going to wrap up the game unboxing for the core experience of Unstoppable from Renegade Game Studios. But I do want to mention there is an additional expansion that you can pick up in the near future. That is Tyrant's End. The Silver family maintains an iron grip on the 3 planets, but their reign may soon be over. In this expansion, you can play as the wayward heir to the monarchy, or you can be part of the rebellion. And that, my friends, is going to wrap up the game unboxing for Unstoppable, and there's additional content you can pick up for the game, like playmats to enhance your immersion while you're playing this deck building game. Again, if you want to see gameplay right now, I've got prototype gameplay, which I will link to on screen as well as in the video description and pinned comment. But stay tuned to the channel as we dive into a final version play together. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And also, don't forget to check out the Discord or the Facebook group where solo gaming conversations are happening at all times. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep on rolling solo.